What's up guys, and welcome to Mason Hendo Plays. Today we have another re-upload of a video game I played on my previous channel, Mason the Brock Henderson. While I'm still working on moving my backlog of videos over to this one, I will continue to upload current Let's Plays on that channel. I also do reviews of TV shows and movies on that channel, and if you want to see me talk soccer, you can check out my other channel, Blues and Stripes. But to try to get caught up as quickly as possible, I'll be uploading 2 videos per day until we get caught up to the present series that I'm on. But with all that being said, let's get to the video. What's up guys, Mason the Brock Henderson here with some more Final Fantasy XVI. So last time out, we took on Kupka after he sacked Rosalith and took it over. And after he captured us the first time, Gav helped us get out. And then Torgal turned on his newfound powers, which were pretty cool. And we managed to save Jill from being beheaded. And then Clive went in, fought Kupka one-on-one, disarmed him. It's only funny if you actually watch the last episode. And then he got taken away by some mysterious figure who called Clive Mythos. So I'm assuming that means that it's Ultima. Don't know if he's possessing somebody now or if he just has a new body. But then when we got back to the hideaway, Clive's Uncle Byron came and decided to help out the hideaway a bit with some money. And now he and Clive are going to go track down Kupka because apparently the Waluders seem to have taken him to Drake's Fang in Dalmek. So that's where we left off, but obviously I am not there right now because that is a lot of sand and clearly we're back at the hideaway. That is because I finally did what I wanted to do for a while, and that is look through all of Vivian's stuff. And it was kind of interesting. I will say her whole thing here is really well done. It's very in-depth and I appreciate that they've done this. Now there wasn't a whole lot in here that I didn't already know. I was mainly just looking through it to see if there was anything interesting. There were some funny bits, you know, some of the thoughts of the people in the hideaway about like Mid or about Torgal or about some of them, their thoughts about the kids were funny. But really what was truly interesting about it is you can see here how the arrows are different colors. I noticed this after a few, that blue means there's like a fond connection there. Red means it's kind of like a hatred or an anger. And then some of them, I'll go to this guy for example, some of them have this kind of, I guess, gray line, and it almost kind of seems like it's an indifference toward the person. So it was really interesting to see how some of these people felt about each other. I don't remember off the top of my head any in particular, but for the most part, it was just a lot of reconfirming of what I knew, which was pretty cool. And also, there's a lot of sad stuff, because Torgal, even now, still is just like, where did he go about Cid? It hurts. It hurts my soul. The situation map was also just a nice refresher to remember all the different moves being made throughout the years.
Very good.
But the reason I came back here is because, one, whenever I clicked on her to look this stuff up, I noticed that she had 2 things to speak about. So I wanted to do that. Also, you notice that my voice probably sounds a little worse than it normally does. And obviously it doesn't sound good normally. But that's because I did a lot of yelling and screaming today. I'm going to do my best to do some imitations here, but it's probably not going to be great.
We met under curious circumstances.
I think it is fair to say. It was during my time at the university. I had returned to my lecture hall to collect some notes and discovered Mid crouched under the lectern, sketching some design or other by the candlelight. It transpired that she had fashioned a key and had been using my classroom as her own secret study, a place of quiet refuge from overzealous tutors and the like.
Naturally.
I insisted she leave, but Mid being Mid, she refused to take no for an answer. Before I knew it, I'd not only allowed her to continue her late-night studies, but had agreed to take her on as a pupil into the bargain. Though I soon wished I hadn't. Her refusal to defer to authority was no less evident in my lectures. Was this my reward for years of painstaking study, I wondered? To be teased and tormented by some oil-stained stripling who seemed to delight in my discomfort.
Still,
our time together was not entirely disagreeable, not least because it was she who unearthed the plot against my life, and encouraged you to come and whisk me away to safety. And so I came to take refuge in your base of operations just as she once did in mine.
Okay, so that answers some of the questions that I had about why she's here to begin with. That's good to know.
Lord Byron Rossfield.
Of the 7 high houses, protector of Port Isolde. And your uncle, no less.
I heard tell.
He was an adventurous soul, and journeying alone to the secret lair of the villainous Cid the Outlaw would certainly seem to give truth to such rumors. He'll make a valuable ally and a generous one, I hope, and his connections among the nobility will surely prove useful.
Why?
Perhaps we will soon be inviting the heads of the remaining high houses to the grand soiree here in the hideaway. I must practice my steps.
Thank you very much for that,
Your
Vivian.
nemesis awaits, Clive. You have merely to cross a burning desert, then worm your way into the bowels of an enemy fortress. Best of luck.
Oh, is that all? That doesn't seem too bad. The other reason I came here is because I did see that apparently Nectar has some quests or hunts for me. So let's check this one out. A hill to die on. Among Republican merchants, reports abound of caravans being crushed by a black boulder, a creature indeterminate in nature but quite decided in size, strength, and spite. He or she who took it upon themselves to seek out and slay this black mass would earn the eternal gratitude not only of the desert traders, but of the cursebreakers who risk life and limb with every trip through the Velcroy. So this is in the desert, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. It's actually not as tough as the big flan we fought earlier.
Drake's Fang is one of the most heavily guarded places in the Republic. You'll need your wits about you.
Thank you, Otto. I appreciate that. And here we are back in the Velcroy Desert. So, as I saw in the last episode, this is quite an expansive area. I don't know if I want to head straight for the story or not. I think I might, just to see what's going to happen there, and then I'll explore the rest of the desert. But here we go.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
You let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born.
Huh.
You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that story, Byron. I will say I'm a little concerned about him. Yeah, I don't know. This game has been very brutal with its willingness to kill off important characters. So Byron seems like he could easily be a... Hang on, the word will come to me in a second. Casualty. Okay, my brain just got to it. That's cool.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the inn? Friends of friends, I'd wager. Not that they looked very friendly.
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move?
Yes. I expect that's why there's so many soldiers in town, to deal with any Imperial reprisals.
Interesting.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalimil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
I guess we can. You know, have a dip in the river. What is it, boy?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehare. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along
Let's
and play
do it.
now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
What? Well, that's just rude. They should let Torgal in. He won't mess up anything. I guess we are now assassins.
day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal?
Would you rather be my squire?
Why are we following her? Oh, it's Yote. Clive and Joshua finally going to get reunited.
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
I can't imagine that Clive and Joshua are going to meet right now. I don't know, it feels more like a final act sort of meeting. And this, I feel like I'm only maybe slightly over halfway. Could be wrong about that.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then. Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
You guys really don't want to do this.
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
All the whispering. Fire. Seriously, Byron is the best.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
Alright, I'm gonna take you all with my back turned.
Try it.
I forgot to hold it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
Alright. And we're done. I got hit a little bit because I tried to be fancy. That's my fault.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Poor girl. What's she doing?
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
Why is she trying to sneak him around? Confused. Why is she sneaking him out of there, I wonder? He's close. I can feel it.
Clive?
Go after him. Still hates his kids.
It's nothing. Let's go.
Welcome back, Torgal.
Where are you?
Well, if we didn't know where to find Kupka before, we do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Forgot to give Torgal his pet for the video, so there it is. Okay, so there's a shop here we can look into. Already unlocked the obelisk here. There's some stuff up here, and we're heading this way. Let's go check out and see what's at the shop, and then we'll probably go exploring behind us for a little bit, which will take a while.
Ah, they've closed the road, and it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalimil, woman of mystery.
Rosina.
But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalimil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Well, let's do that then.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime.
To the shop.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Platinum sword, breath of lightning, 1,000 tables orchestral. I'm guessing that might be
thanks.
the town's song here that we're hearing. And go ahead and sell all of our stuff.
Thank you for your custom.
Crystal delivery's over. Get back to your homes.
Rude.
But I didn't get one.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake.
A chest. Great.
Anything
Hello,
I can help you with, travelers?
Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalimil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalimil, would you?
No, I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Good stuff, Byron.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages downstream. Before the canyons were lost to beasts and bandits. When I was a girl, I would wave to the boatmen as they set off on their long journey, and they would throw me sweetmeats in return. Such happy times.
Glad to hear your story. Where am I going now? Over here. Stall holder.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
That's a little rude.
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalimil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Oh, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
Alright, then we'll head there next.
Sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Arms are like iron. Are all your muscles so hard?
Oh my.
Well, I'd be happy to show you.
We're gonna get away from that before that gets censored.
Hanging lanterns, keep it up.
Where's the smithy? Ah. Who's this?
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalimil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Here we go.
Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
You, what do you know?
Excuse me. Are you Furder?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalimil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the Desert Hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an introduction.
Why do I feel like we're walking into an ambush here?
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think he trusts us.
What I'm saying.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
Alright, unsavory character. Time to die. Oh, okay. Uh-oh, new enemies. That's right. Oh, crap. Alright, hang on, hang on. Let's go ahead and just burn everybody real quick. There we go. Enemies bested. I don't know how I bested them without killing them, but I suppose it's probably a good thing because I'm guessing they work for the Desert Hare. So anyways, as I was saying.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furder?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the Men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord.
I don't really know what to expect.
To the Lock of Leisure, then.
From this.
To the Lock of Leisure.
It seems like they're setting this up to be, you know, kind of similar to the Dame, like some rich socialite.
Lights and butts!
But I feel like they're pushing so hard that that's the case that I almost feel like that's not the case.
Have a taste.
What's on here? Once you go flat? Oh, because they sell like flatbreads and stuff? Okay, I get it.
Fragrant herbs and
the finest fabric.
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalimil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that.
Of course.
Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Well, that's your loss. You don't
Let's leave this mama to his farce.
You don't help any
By all
puppies, you don't get to
means.
keep any.
Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Yeah. Just tell me what it is.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalimil.
What?
Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What does that even mean?
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Oh, is it because they're shorting them on crystals or something?
It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play.
I got him.
Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Follow the crystals.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalimil.
I really don't know what to think of him. I don't remember when they described the Desert Hare in the last one, but it feels weird that they'd be wrong in assuming it was a woman. So I'm wondering if it's like his mom was the Desert Hare, and then he took over for her when she passed away or something. Stable hand.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalimil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Well, that is handy.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Okay.
A word of advice, traveller. You see pots like this around town, you leave them alone. Unlike where you come from, fresh water's in short supply around these parts.
Oh.
We store what little rainwater we get in these pots for, well, not a rainy day, but you know what I mean.
Good one. Merchant. What do you know?
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
I believe I'm starting to get the bigger picture here. One more townsperson just to confirm. Also, what's this? For the best drop in Dalimil, visit the final state. Is that where we were when we got into a fight?
A deposit? For what?
Information, my good man. Now, listen carefully.
I really do like Byron. He's a fun character.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me. What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
Oh yeah.
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the rock and the men of the rock only.
Well, that's rude.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
Well, that's just
I think
rude.
I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
Hello.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture.
Whoa, hang on.
What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I was defending myself.
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Here we go.
Huh?
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right.
Good Lord, Byron.
I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
Alright, what information did you get from him? Tell me.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
Oh.
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere. And pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then. Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult.
I wonder what they're
Just goes to
taking the
show
crystal for,
one should
though.
Never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
Of course.
But I do kind of wonder, because we know Kupka, they talked about him healing by using crystals and ether. So I wonder if that's why Kupka's men are taking it, is because he's needed all the crystals that they can get their hands on. Okay, as I said, I'm going to do a little bit of exploring around this part of the map, and I will cut to if there's anything interesting out here.
It's over.
Oh, sweet. Got to level up from that. Excellent. Got a chest in here. Ooh, mithril belt. Yeah, this place is pretty run down. So went to get the gear, and I wanted to check on Torgal. He is now a Vanagander. Don't know what that means, but he's a good boy. Well, unfortunately, the mithril belt is not stronger than the Drake Slayer's belt, so we will keep what we have. Yeah, this place feels kind of important. So I wonder if there's going to be some story-related quest in here. We'll find out how it came to be looking like this. So I found another chronolith up here. I still have no idea what these are supposed to be. Like, they show up the Hand of Titan. I don't know, is this supposed to be something maybe after we beat Titan officially and kill him? I have no idea. I think I see the boulder everybody was talking about, and it's an adamantus. Or, well, Fastitocalan. Fastitocalan. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I guess he's going to be even tougher than...
Clive. It looks like you're going to need a bigger sword.
Oh. Yeah. Dodged. Oh. Dodged. Dodged again. Oh. Okay. And dodge. Oh, sorry, Byron. Come on, half stagger already. Thank you. And dodge. Oh. Okay. Oh. Dodge. Yes. And dodge. Alright, I've got you figured out now, Mr. Adamantus Reskinned. Oops, that was too early. That's my bad. I should not have gotten so cocky. Oh, crap. Well, holy crap, that was a lot of damage, though. Uh-oh. Oh, God. What is he doing? Okay. Let's hope I can kill him next time so he can't do that move again. Get down here. Come on. Oh god, oh no. Oh god. Okay.
Let's try.
Come on, stagger already.
Let's try.
Stagger him. Almost. Now stagger. There we go. There it is. Ooh. All right. I will say not quite as bad as the flan, if I'm being honest. But we got 2 more Scarletites, so I believe that means I can make...
It should have stayed in its shell.
I can't remember what the other one is called. I think it's another Drake Slayer item. I just don't remember. I know I have the belt. Maybe wristlets? Okay, well, since I was going to have to fast travel back to the city anyways, I decided to go ahead and fast travel back to the hideaway so I can make this new piece of armor.
Back, are ya?
Bracelets.
No scratches, right?
Go ahead and check out the new orchestrion roll as well. There it is. 1,000 tables. Yeah, not bad. I still like... This is my favorite one, though, out of all the ones I've listened to.
Is the tavern shut?
What's going on over here?
Turn around, friend. There's nothing back there but a pack of bloodthirsty beasts.
I could take care of those for you. But why do I feel like that's where they're keeping all the crystals? Alright, here we go. Down into this little chasm-looking thing.
I'll take it from here.
Alright, don't you get hurt, Byron.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Look at all that crystal.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
Ooh.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, Now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits.
Interesting.
And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
Yeah, good luck with that one. We'll go ahead and just burn everybody real quick.
Stay down!
It's not over yet, Uncle. Good. I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, who cured? Somebody over here is doing curing. I don't like it. It's this guy down here. Torgal, get him. Oh. Will you stop it? Who else is curing around here? Stop it. Put the staff down and die.
Stay down!
Too slow.
This is fun. That's great. We get over here. Time to die. What? Who else? Ah, goodness. You'd think they would learn their lesson, but nope. Even brought their chocobos in? How wrong. Getting the animals to do all the fighting for you. Alright, you got him, Torgal, but I hope. And there we go. A little too easy for my taste. Can't wait now for the next battle to absolutely whoop my ass.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly. Buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is.
Aha.
The people of Dalimil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is.
You're welcome. Now tell us what we need to know. Or help us with the guard, or whatever you need to do.
Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
Just don't take too long, please. It's getting real hot out here. Sometime later.
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse.
What's wrong with the name?
Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Well, at least you helped
you.
us.
And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Of all the... Ugh!
Here, wear this.
The Desert Hare thing. Ah, the Desert Rose. There we go.
Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubo.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalimil is back in bed with Sid.
Omia Lostelan. Tu Isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive? So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold.
I don't know why. Out of all of the people that we've worked with, he's my least favorite.
Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
I'm not sure what something about his personality just kind of irks me a little bit. I honestly can't put my finger on why, though. Wait, why has he got 3?
Clive.
Oh, okay. So we'll ask about him first.
You and I
have more in common than you might think. Not only are we both masters of the blade, and devilishly handsome to boot, but we are both the second people to bear our respective names.
What?
You didn't think Rosina Dalimil was my own invention, did you? It was the name of my master. I inherited it from her, along with her title and her smithy. Ensuring that her name lived on was the least I could do after all she did for me. She plucked me from the streets and put my less than nimble fingers to work making blades instead of trouble.
Alas.
She was to leave my life as suddenly and unexpectedly as she had entered it. I swore to follow in her footsteps, that I might change others' lives as she had mine. That is why I keep a forge alive. Why I play the Desert Hare. Why I care for the orphans of Dalimil. Indeed, I had thought my obligation to Renz and Drika to be my most pressing concern. That is until the infamous Sid made a surprise reappearance. Rather muddied the waters.
Still?
I suppose there's enough of me to go around. Do forgive me if the Desert Hare isn't always at your beck and call, won't you? Okay, so yeah, like I was suspecting, it was a woman before. Because I felt like Sid wouldn't make that mistake. So it makes sense.
Ours is a blessed corner of the Velcroy.
A veritable oasis with clear running water and natural hot springs. I don't doubt that the people have been gathering here since long before the founding of the Republic. Since it was founded, they've been gathering in even greater numbers to serve the needs of the miners who work Drake's Fang and the soldiers who guard it. And serve them they did, lining their coffers far from the prying eyes and grasping fingers of the Republican excisemen. Not that edicts from Randalar carry much weight in these parts. Dalimil has long been something of a law unto itself. Here, those with the most money, or the most friends, make the rules.
At least they did.
Until Kupka built that castle of his at the heart of the Mother Crystal, Dalimil has been Titan's fiefdom since then, and while his men may be liberal with their coin, they are anything but in the exercising of their authority, which, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, is absolute.
So,
you see why those with the people's best interests at heart took it upon themselves to organize their own protection, my predecessor chief among them. Okay, that's interesting lore here. Now the crystal trade.
how very fitting.
That the noble soldiers of Dalmeki and Walud, partners in arms on so many battlefields, should also become partners in crime. Still, the merchants of Dalimil will be relieved to see them brought to justice. Many have been driven almost to ruin for want of crystal. I'm sure they would all be rushing to thank you for the service you've done them, if, of course, they had any idea what you had done.
Of course.
As long as we remain reliant on the power of the crystals, we leave ourselves open to such exploitation. But people are such greedy, needy creatures.
There's simply no other way.
Clive, you must bring down each and every Mother Crystal and the twins. Put an end to the people's thoughtless dependence on them. Do try not to disappoint me.
Best of luck.
Okay, well, got some interesting lore for this place. But yeah, I don't know. Just something about his cockiness, I think. It just sort of bugs me. It's that young upstart energy that I typically don't like in most characters.
The baths are, closed for scrubbing. Please bear with us a little longer.
Everything I've worked
Well,
for.
maybe I can help.
Ruined.
What do you need, sir?
All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
I mean,
that depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it.
Oh, if only Jill were
I've no
here.
doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far.
Is it going to be like bombs in there or
By
something?
the south gate, the smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Quest accepted. Hot water. Well, here we go then. Oh, there's another one back here. Actually, let me just go ahead and look and see. So there's one here. Okay, I don't see any others. How did... Hang on. How? I was looking directly this way and this was not a quest before.
Forged a butter knife. Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I.
Oh, wait. Are you Clive?
Maybe.
Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm
Who's
Sava,
asking?
Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalimil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
Well, I'll try to give you a hand.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalimil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? There's plenty of folk in Dalimil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Good on you.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
I was just about to make a joke about, let me guess, by let's, you mean me, but no, he's helping out too. Good for him. Most of these quest givers are just like, hey, go do this for me.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I better get to it.
Yeah, it sounds like him. What's going on, Flesher?
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Maybe.
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
Indeed. Well, moving on then.
Ha! They've opened the gate!
Lubor was true to his word.
Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a second. Oh, and a treasure chest back here. A goblin coin. Ah, here we go.
Well, we can make our way back to the fang.
You!
What is it?
Hunter.
I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt.
Fair point.
If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation.
Yeah.
Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
That's the thing. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, all we really got was needs to be sharp and needs to be strong. That's about what you'd expect.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalimil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalimil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
True.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Okay.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentice is no better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
It's a good start. Guess we're gonna follow him? Well, I guess we'll go deal with that in a second. First, we'll head out here for the bathhouses.
Fragrant herbs.
Oh. Also getting another cutscene for the story.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret.
Okay.
Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Talmeki and Waloed are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days.
Uh-oh.
I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Hell yeah.
So long as you have a plan.
Here we go.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
What is this music? This is really interesting. Okay, just had to jam to it for a second. But yeah, as I suspected, it's bombs. Oh, I have to go all the way around to get there. Cool. Who are you, traveling merchant?
Trader, are you? Seeking your fortune down in the golden sands of Dalimil?
Maybe.
From mercantile stock myself, as it happens. You'd never guess, but I was born just down the road in Dravost. And like me old ma and pa, I've been wandering the world hunting Gilbard's blessing ever since. Reckon I might have found it too. You've heard about the famous healing waters they got round these parts, right? Well, I'm thinking if I can find a little pool of my own, dress it up a bit, lay on drinks and fancies and whatnot, I'd have a license to mint Gil. Soothing your aches and pains with a grape in your gob and a glass in your hand. There's nothing people wouldn't pay.
Well, I'm glad you have such a interesting business scheme cooked up.
What the hell are those things?
Those are called bombs. Is that really your first time seeing one? Goodness, this is oh, it's such a long way around.
Something awful's taken up residence in the springs. You'll turn back if you know what's good for you.
Yeah, but then I can't finish the quest, which is to take out those awful things. Alright, looks like we got a chest over here. Very nice.
By the flames.
A bath bomb. Oh, that's great.
Waken winds!
Just gonna go ahead and put him in a tornado. Oh, ow. Ow. Alright. More of them. Oh, goodness. Crap, dude. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Time to pop a potion.
Nice try.
Ow. Okay, this guy's a little more tough.
slow.
All right, come on. Almost. There we go. That thing was very, very difficult to kill. A lot of health. But I did it. And we're good. Two black blood out of that, too.
Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Made from the stoutest
Okay.
The man who saved
Yeah, I took out a lot of bombs.
The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
That's what I expected. You see, it was a bunch of things called bath bombs. They apparently really spice up the bath.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
Tell me, do your bathhouses actually have healing properties? Because that would be great right now. Ooh, good experience, though. The Breath of Inferno. Okay. Ooh, Scarletite. Yes. Okay, now we'll head over to the other mission. Okay, here we are. And looks like here's our metal trader. Not too difficult.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... you tell him.
Let me guess, it's been
If you're
stolen.
looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone.
Okay.
But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to
We'll
ash.
get better then.
Are there any materials unique to Dalimil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalimil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalimil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Well, there we go.
That must be it!
Very sharp,
Suppose
Clive.
you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me. But...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now.
It's going to be guarded by enemies.
I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble
Right
finding
on that.
limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly.
Well, here we go then. Over this way.
Good day, my lord.
Stop by the trader real quick so we can sell all of our valuables. And I think I'm going to go ahead, top off
you
on
are.
potions and high potions.
An excellent choice.
And here we are. Oh. I'm surprised. There's no enemies around. Oh. There's other types of enemies now over there at the springs, though.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
I'm really surprised. I kind of expected to have to fight enemies when I went to go get the limestone. Here you go, Sava. Hopefully you make it correctly.
Wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
Take it.
You are one of the good ones, you know that?
I do.
You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one.
Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for.
All the blacksmith sounds. Sometime later.
That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalimil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalimil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalimil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava. Know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will.
Good for you, Sava.
Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan.
Okay.
For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
That's what I meant by spirit of Dalimil, knowing the people.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalimil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Thank you very much, Sava. Quest complete. Carving out a niche. And just a goblin coin. But what's important is I got some more renown. And I do believe, before I head to the next quest destination, I do believe I have enough, or I believe I do, for the Patron's Whisper. I thought it was 350. We'll go back and look. A new missive has been delivered. Go check that one out as well. I don't understand. I thought for sure 350 was the next thing. Okay, what's this missive about? A Desert Alliance from Rosena. Sid II, I trust you will forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test. I'm confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For what it is worth, you now have earned mine, and I can assure you it shall not easily be relinquished. May this be the start of a fruitful relationship. Rosena. Okay, good to know. Well, here we go. Into the jaw. Jaw obelisk.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
A long ways away.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will.
Of course.
Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am.
I mean, you've done a lot since then, though.
And I'm sorry.
I think you've more than made up for it.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now.
Oh, yeah.
A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
Hell yeah.
You really are just like him, you know?
Better than being just like my mother.
Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
You better...
Ren. Go safely, Uncle.
Say goodbye to Torgal.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet.
God, that's so many death flags.
You can regale me too, Torgal.
Alright, good. I'm concerned for him now.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
Didn't need to know that much information, Clive.